Morning at NTV. We do have Ivan Kewal, that is on ground. He's going to be having a conversation with some of the coaches in his area code this morning regarding the Uganda Cranes qualifications and what it means, especially in the line of the fact that this is a whole new national team we're looking at with a new national coach. What are the hopes that lie ahead? Good morning to you, Ivan.
Well, Prisa, I do not know why you're not putting on a Uganda Cranes jersey. I also don't know why I'm not putting on, but of course, the mood is quite still in the skies. For we know yesterday, the national team secured a 2-1 win against South Sudan, and that, of course, makes us automatically go for the AFCON. That will be happening next. But of course, the information I have is that the national team will be getting back to the country at 11 in the AM. I just imagine what the mode will be like at the airport, but that's what I'm set, of course, to bring onto table. But away from that, this bid, of course, has been on for quite some time when the team has been topping results to see that they qualify for this AFCON, and a lot comes along with that. But the perspective in which the team qualified and the task that lies ahead of us is another conversation that we want to understand just from some of the coaches. And actually with me here is the man who is behind Nkumba University, the team coach, Dr. Bossa Sulaiman, who is just going to give us a perspective in which he thinks the national team qualified and the task that lies ahead of us. Doctor, welcome with Morning at NTV.
Thank you so much, Ivan, for having me this morning.
Yeah, what do you say about Uganda Cranes qualification to the AFCON that lies ahead of us?
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I think that this is a very good for Uganda, Cranes as a team, but also as a country. I also think that FUFA must be proud of what the boys have done. And all of us as a country in the fraternity of football and all over, I think I have to congratulate the boys and the technical team for the work that they have done. I think that we have come a very long way, not just for this bid, but in a way of preparing the game of football. And I want to proud into what the FUFA is doing, right from selecting the coach, who I think has turned around things, a number of things, the playing style and the confidence we have in the boys. So I think that the bid has properly been organized, and you would actually see that we are heading there.
Yeah, 10 points, 3 wins and then a draw. Do you see this coming as a coach? I know you have closely been following.
When we were grouped into this group, you saw that the teams were not very weak teams. Of course, we are ahead of South Sudan, and South Africa is probably ahead of us. But when we picked points there on our way, and when you are near a country like South Sudan, it's like a derby game. So it's not something easy. You could also see players who play for Uganda, teams here play in South Sudan. So you wouldn't think that this is a very easy teams to compete against. But I think that the way we prepared for the games and the way we were approaching all the games, you would actually appreciate that we are going to make it. So 10 points for me is not a surprise because the preparation was on point.
What lies ahead of us when we qualify for AFCON? We are going to meet teams that have gone here severally, not missing given a chance, and we're going to set our bid as well. What's your take on this?
Yeah, we have a big task ahead of us, of course. We did qualify for the previous, but at least we have an advantage that we did qualify for past games in the past. So I think that we have a big task ahead of us, and we can do better. I think with the preparations and the new technical team, I really think that we have a big opportunity to showcase what we have done, especially in the qualifying stage. You see a lot of trust in the home team. It gives us an
Coach Engineer Magogo talked about this. I was with him in State. He told the president that the team will have to go for the next World Cup, and the bid was on to being AFCON. Here we are, but you've seen also the support that has come from government in developing infrastructure but also developing and supporting the teams that give material to the national team. You've seen young people like Omedi coming through to show their competence. But looking at what you've said, supporting sports a multi-billion industry that is still raw and virgin in the country.
Yeah, the game of football, especially, even other games, but the game of football is unique in its own way. It needs all stakeholders to come on board. And I want to thank the government because investing in not just the team, but also in the infrastructure in itself also motivates us. You saw that now Nambole looks very good and even attracts people, not just to come and watch the football, but the infrastructure is good. So government injecting in all these resources into the game of football, I think it is one way why we are here. But also, like you've just put it, I think the president of FIFA was confident. He saw the preparations and was confident that we could actually go into the World Cup. But first, let us get into the Africa Cup of Nations. Then later on, now we bid for the bigger task, which is the World Cup. And I am confident that we can really make it.
Okay, I'm told, Coach, we have run out of time, but I want to thank you so much for putting your insights to us and making time to speak to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you the best and wish Uganda Cranes the very best in the next bid for the World Cup.
Coach Sulaiman Bossa, the coach from Kumba University, just putting, context to what the Uganda Cranes, of course, brought on table. Jubilation to everybody and congratulations once again to the national team and the president of Engineer Moses Magogo. Now, the conversation will go to Stephen Mbide. Stephen Mbide.